And some of us are looking at our lives today and we're like, I didn't expect to be here 5 years ago, whether good or bad, right? And life throws those curveballs. So what do I do? When life gets hard, you have a choice. You run away from God, and I don't know who and what you run to, what counterfeit's going to do it for you or for me. The reality is it might feel good in the moment, but it's going to leave you worse off very shortly after the fact. Or we run to God when life doesn't make sense. Why? Because when life's not good, God, I know you're still good. When life beats me up, God, I know you have recovery for my soul. When life takes something from me, God, I believe you're going to restore back to me what life took. Even if that's a loved one. God, my hope went with my loved one. But yet joy comes in the morning. Why? Because life may take things from me, but what life will never take from me is you, God. It will never take your goodness from me. And this is really important for the spiritual seeker. Lean into this. Lean into this if you're spiritually seeking right now. Because the reality is when you sit and you look at life and you realize life can take so much and you recognize that people of faith have something that gets them through hard times in life. It's the hope of God. It's the hope of the promises of God. It's the hope that Scripture says He never fails. Never. That's the good news of the gospel is Jesus never fails. Never. And as believers, man, we can lean into that. That's what this woman did. She leaned into that. Scripture goes on, Elisha replied to her, how can I help you? Tell me, what do you have in your house? Your servant has nothing there at all, she said, except for a small jar of olive oil. You know, it's interesting. You guys are in good company because how can I help you? This is a real moment for you. You need to understand God is speaking to you right now. And He's asking an important question. Just take this in, close your eyes, and hear this statement. God is asking you, how can I help you? How can I help you? Take that in and be bold enough to say, God, this is how I need help right now. Own it. God, this is how I need help right now. I need help for my marriage. I need help for my finances. God, I need help for my soul. I've been feeling distant. I've been feeling far. Have that moment with Jesus right now. Not addressing those indicators, eventually you run on fumes and eventually you stop. Someone else's life, and the less I'm satisfied with my own life. Then the things I once prayed for, the things I was once blessed by, I no longer feel blessed by because I took my eyes off of them, I forgot about them, and all as I focus in on is what's missing in my life. It's what's missing in my life. And that's how easy it actually happens, because the reality is we are social creatures. And what happens around us socially, if we're not paying attention, subconsciously, we're like sheep just following the guy in front of us. And if the world is bombarding us with, man, you don't have enough, you need this to be happy, we find that we're chasing people and relationships and things and money and stuff and career. And then when we get there, it's like, I celebrated, and when the celebration wears off, even that didn't do it for you. I find myself with more, but unhappy. So then we buy more. Debt increases. I have more, but I'm less happy. We're social creatures. And so what does a wise person do? You got to be in the know to say, this is where the world is pulling me. And if I allow myself to follow the guy in front of me and not be different and not work on self-care and not practice gratitude and appreciation and look at the things I actually have, I'm always going to look at my empty hand instead of my full hand.